covering Northern California. You're watching Action News Now. Breaking news.
Breaking news, a tornado touched down in Taha County within the past hour. Take a look at this time-lapse video from Alert California camera. You can see the stormy weather moving there over Taha County on the eastern side of the county, and you can see the funnel cloud forming right there. The National Weather Service lifted that tornado warning in Taha County near Paynes Creek, 11 miles southwest of Shingletown, as you see right here. Chief Meteorologist Howie Gordon has been tracking all of this activity. What is the very latest, Howie?
Yeah, as of 6 o'clock, that warning was allowed to expire, Alan, because thresholds for severe and strong enough conditions to cause major problems no longer present a threat to keep that tornado functioning and existing. So that's been allowed to expire. Now, again, I was tracking that area where the tornadoes were developing a couple hours ago, where I was seeing really the lone thunderstorm development in the entire area, where everything else has been very, very docile. Now, we had some peaks of sunshine today that helped power up the atmosphere. Thus, I'm still looking in the area here where these tornadoes once were, and some of the strong thunderstorms that have now been downgraded and allowed to, not allowed to weaken, but have weakened. So I'm keeping an eye on this area where that is still the area of the strongest rains, really region-wide. But moments ago, the National Weather Service said that no longer does this pose a severe threat, as conditions have allowed to weaken now to the point where we're no longer looking at development of a tornado. Still keeping an eye on, again, originally it started as, excuse me, strong thunderstorm development with winds in excess of 30 miles per hour, but it went right from strong thunderstorm to tornado. Completely skipped the severe thunderstorm warning. I didn't see one of those, but it went right from strong thunderstorm with winds in excess of 30 miles per hour and quarter-size hail to tornado now on the ground, which that has been allowed to expire, by the way. But we were seeing 1-inch size hail with these storms with very, very strong rain rates. But now, again, the threshold for tornadoes that has been lifted, no longer strong enough to develop tornado development. Now just keeping an eye on some heavy rains and maybe some areas of thunder and lightning, but we'll continue to keep you posted on what's going on. At 5:22, tornado touched the ground, but as of 6 p.m., just a few minutes ago, the National Weather Service has allowed the tornado warning, allowed it to expire, where a tornado had touched ground near the Paynes Creek area, headed into Shingletown. But as of right now, the threat is gone, but we will continue to monitor these storms and let you know what is going on in the area.
Thanks, Howie. And again, no word on any damage at this point or injuries, but we're continuing to search and work to find out the very latest. Now, we are also tracking breaking news out of Chico. An arrest was made in the Bidwell Mansion arson investigation. Action News Now was first on the scene when the fire broke early on December 11th. That night, a vigil for the mansion, people there were still wondering how this could have happened. Then 6 days later, State Parks revealed an arsonist was on the loose. That arsonist? Well, authorities have identified him. The suspect is Kevin Carlson, who's now behind bars. Now, Action News Now reporter Alejandro Mejia is live outside of Bidwell Mansion. So, Alejandro, what can you tell us about this man arrested?
Alan, law enforcement arrested Carlson yesterday afternoon, and law enforcement say he's the one who lit the mansion behind me on fire, causing significant and irreversible damage. Butte County District Attorney Mike Ramsey told us Carlson is at the Butte County Jail on no bail. Ramsey says State Parks arrested Carlson on 2 counts of intentional arson with an enhancement of using an accelerant. That means he faces a sentence of 2 to 11 years. These are preliminary charges through State Parks, but the DA's office will bring the official charges when Carlson is arraigned on Monday at 3 p.m. at the Butte County Superior Court. With this news, community members were surprised they could make an arrest so quickly. But Ramsey says there's still work that needs to be done before he knows exactly what charges he'll bring.
The investigation is continuing, as you would expect in a really long and a complex investigation such as this. All the reports are coming, actually flooding into my office at this time to be reviewed.
As I could not believe that somebody would actually want to burn it down. I thought initially it was a warming fire or an accident of some type. You know, the construction was there. He needs to pay somehow, some way.
And Carlson is from Chico, and according to state park officials, CAL FIRE investigations found clear indicators pointing to an intentional act, and on December 17th, officials then determined the cause to be arson. And state parks and other agencies are promising further details come Monday, and we'll keep you posted on air and online when we go to that press conference that will be held at the Butte County District Attorney's Office in Orville. Reporting live in Chico, I'm Alejandro Mejia for Action News Now.
Thank you, Alejandro. Now, Chico Mayor Casey Reynolds released a statement saying, in part, that the arrest is a result of agencies working together to find and arrest the suspect responsible for the fire. She added that the city remains dedicated to the mansion's future plans. New details now. Police arrested 21-year-old Quinton Harris for firing shots at the Keg Room on Oro Dam Boulevard in Oroville. Police say a large fight broke out in that bar shortly after midnight on a Wednesday, moving to the parking lot where they say Harris fired shots and then took off. Police say they connected Quinton to the bar shooting after arresting him hours later for firing shots on Tuscany Drive. He's now in the Butte County Jail. No one was hurt in either incident. New at 6 is your New Year's resolution to buy or sell your home. Anchor Haley Watts spoke with a local lender to find out what you need to know to make your dream a reality.
Do you feel like right now is a good time to buy, especially in our area?
I think it's important to get your foot in the door and start building equity.
Yeah.
Those who have been waiting for interest rates to drop are now possibly paying more for a home because of the rise in values.
Right.
And as we see an increase in demand and more buyers out there, we're going to have more competition really driving up those values. And is it really a better deal when, like you mentioned, you could be refinancing at a lower interest rate perhaps?
What do you think about like a 15-year versus a 30-year? Is there, if you can make a 15-year work, I mean, are you going to save a ton of money in the long run?
I think doing a 30-year and having that minimum obligation much lower and more comfortable, but making that higher payment when you can towards your principal reduction and still paying it off sooner without restricting yourself to a larger payment.
Is it a good time to sell right now?
It is. I think if you're considering it, definitely be looking at what those options are and putting together that game plan now. And also maybe if you need to get your property up to par or there's some work that needs to be done, and as a homeowner of many years, this could be a great time to tap into that equity and get the work done and then turn around and sell, but also comparing what work needs to be done, how much you're going to invest into that work, and make sure that your return on investment is what you're expecting.
Yeah.
Because you might not get as much value out of just adding to the home.
Quackenbush says homeownership remains one of the safest and greatest investments you can make because you begin to build equity instantly. You can read more insight or watch the full interview. You can find the story under local news on our website. Well, U.S. Speaker of the House Mike Johnson is continuing in that role. Action News Now anchor Haley Watts spoke with Congressman Doug LaMalfa today about today's vote.
We didn't have the speaker battle like we had last year. And so everybody came together on it. And finally, we got the speakership done and the rules passed for the House. We're all sworn in, ready to get going here. So I'm excited about that. And we have a lot to be optimistic about, so it's a good start today.
LaMalfa did vote for Johnson and says the next step for the House is to review the Electoral College votes slated to hit the House floor on Monday, January 6th. Things are shaking up in Shasta County. And new at 6, we look at what the Board of Supervisors' first meeting of the new year has in store. And we continue that breaking news coverage of that tornado warning. It's just expired. We'll check back with Chief Meteorologist Howie Gordon.